Hey friends, Catherine here. I have written a letter. I'm handwriting letters to all of my family, and I wanted to show you how I'm packaging it up. This is the letter, by the way. It's just a bit of 12 by 12 patterned scrapbooking paper that I cut down to 8.5 by 11, so printer size paper, and wrote on the blank side of it. That way it's got a nice, fun, pretty pattern on the back side that can be used later if whomever I send it to wishes to use it for something else. Now I need to make a envelope for it. So I've got a bit of blank pink, like heavy paper. And to make it into an envelope, I'm going to cut it at 9 inches. So I've got my scoreboard out here, and I'm just going to score it at 9 inches first, because that is my personal preference, to score before I cut, even though I use a slide cutter for cutting. So I've got it all set up and scored, and then I'm just going to line it up on my cutter. And this piece of paper is also 12 inches by 12 inches. Keep this. You can make like little pockets or envelopes or whatever with it. I'm not using it today. Like little pouchy guy envelopes like this, but with like the scrap that you cut off of here. If you want to see how I make these little pouches, it's very straightforward, so I'd be happy to show you. But in the meantime, words are hard. So I've got this, which is now 9 by 12. So this is a 9 inches by 12 inches now piece of paper. I'll just get my cutter out of the way because I won't use it for anything else for this. And then I'm just going to line it up on my scoreboard, and I will score it at 2 inches, at 5 inches, and at 9 inches. So I've got it scored at 2 inches, 5 inches, and 9 inches. That gives me a section that is 2 inches, a section that is 3 inches, a section that is 4 inches, and another section that is 3 inches. And those lines we're actually going to fold on. So I'm just going to fold each of those lines, and I'm going to fold them all in the same direction. I'm going to fold the 2 end sections in first, which should give you a section that is folded over and folded over with a back. And then there's a crease down the middle there, and that crease is exactly 1 inch away from each of these edges. So I will fold... What? Hi. What? So I will fold that over, and this is going to be my envelope. So this is the front of the envelope where I'm going to put the address and the stamps, and this is the back of the envelope where I'm going to pour a wax seal. I'm also going to show you how I pour wax seals because I just got a new wax sealing kit and it's fun and I want to play with it. But that should be everything that we need the crease board for. So I will also pull it out of the way. All right, and then I don't like how popping up those are, so I'm just going to really harden down on those creases. And then, to seal the edges, you can use glue and put a thin layer of glue on each of those edges, or you can use regular like cellophane tape, or you can use washi tape. And I've got a big thing of different washi tapes, and the ones that I have found of my collection of washi tapes that work best for envelopes is these metal ones, and I want to use some gold for this. So I'm just going to take a length more than enough for what I need, because I can always cut it down later. And then the trick to getting it even, for me, if you're not using like a clear tape, you're using a solid color, you do kind of want it to be even. I like to line it up on my cutting mat with one of the lines, and then I like to weigh that down with something, because it's going to move around on me if I don't. Weigh it down. And then I like to line the tape up with the next 1/4 inch line down from that. And that distance there is going to entirely depend on how wide your washi tape is, or yeah, if you're using washi tape, or whatever you do decide to end up using. But that way it gets it straight and even, and then I can just pick it up and flip the tape over to the other side, and should, in theory, also be even on the opposite side. And I can just crease it down really well and then cut off the excess. And cut off the excess. There we go. Alright, and those I have not found any use for. So they're just going to go in the trash. And then just do the same thing to the other side. So edge it up, weigh it down, grab some tape, line the tape up, crease it down, same thing. And that is as simple as it gets for making an envelope. This is perfectly okay to go in the mail. The post office does not care. At least my post office does not care that it's an envelope that I've made and not a commercially purchased one. But that gives me 2 pockets inside to put whatever I want in. If my letter ends up being too wide, which it hasn't, so that's good. But if my letter did end up being too wide, I could cut with a little X-Acto knife or a little box knife or whatever, just a slight slit in each of those sides, but I don't need to. And it slides right in. Perfect, and everything closes good. So now to toss in some extras, because why would we not have fun with it? Actually, before I do, let me light my candle for doing the wax seal. That way it gets warmed up by the time we're ready. So let's grab, I think I want to put in some dried flowers. So I've got some origami paper here. Ooh, candy. Yeah, let's grab some candy paper. Let's do cookies. There we go. And this I will just fold directly in half. And then I'll tuck some dried flowers inside of that. So let's see here. Now I have dried flowers before. I don't really have a good setup for it though. So I will admit I just purchased some dried flowers because it's easier, and sometimes you want things to be easy. Ooh, and those smell amazing. So I'm just going to tuck some dried flowers into there. hopefully without breaking them too badly. And maybe a couple of the leaves. There we go. And then I'll just slide that into the pocket with the letter. So that's a fun thing to receive in the mail. And then put those away because I don't want to ruin them, and I will ruin them if I don't immediately put them away. Let's put some like greeting card type things, like I've got a whole book of them here, some tags or whatever. Let's put let's use that one. I buy packs and packs and packs of scrapbooking paper whenever I see it on sale. I'm kind of the opinion that you can never have too much scrapbooking paper. And oftentimes scrapbooking paper packs will come with these little like cut out card parts in them. Ooh, that one's cute. Let's send an I care it about you. That's cute. There we go. Because those are cute to include, and whoever you send them to can reuse them or put them on cards themselves or just have a little bit of fun with them. And then oh, that's adorable. And that pink matches perfectly my envelope, so I'm going to glue that on the outside. Alright. And do I want any like stickers? Maybe? Sometimes you like little, like those. With these, though, you do want to keep in mind, if you're going to put stickers on them or whatever, you want to keep in mind, unless you want it to show under that bottom edge, you want to make sure that you line it up above that so that it's covered by the inside of the envelope. But I will, let's see here, I'll also grab one of these roundy guys, and I will put it right there. And then maybe one of these. Okay. Is there anything else? Ooh, maybe save those for later. Oh, here we go. Some dots. Those are always fun. Let's see here. Let's put a little dot right there. I don't know. Sometimes when I'm decorating things, I just stop talking, you guys. You'll have to forgive me. And then a little dot right in the center, ooh, maybe, sort of in the center, kind of near the center of that circle. A little dot near the center of that circle. And that should be fine. Put this where I'll just keep playing with it. Which isn't a bad thing, but doesn't make for very good viewing. And then, let's see, grab these guys and stick them inside. And then I'm not certain that one's short enough. Ooh, only just. I think it'll still, yeah, that'll fit. Okay, good. All right. And then I do also want to include some loose sealing stamps because I can. and because I think that they're cute, and I made some while trying to figure out this sealing wax thing. So let's see, I can put a tree in there. Let's give her a honeybee. I think that one, I think both of those are really pretty. Okay. Okay. Do I have everything that I want to include in there? I think I do. All right. So now I'm going to close it up, and that wants to open, but that's normal. They do always, well, not always, but they a lot of the times want to be open. But the trick to that is to just grab some stamp heads and weigh it down so that it sits shut while you're sealing on it. And then this is the time when we're going to do a wax seal. So let's put our spoon on our warmer and choose some colors. I did a red and purple one the other day that I really, really liked. So let's grab a couple reds and a couple purples. And I'm pretty sure that I had like half a white one in there. Aha, like a half a white one. Excellent. Because you can do all kinds of colors in these. And it should, in theory, melt down pretty quick. And while that's melting, let's choose a stamp to use. I've got a tree, a laurel, a butterfly, and a bee. I've also got thank you and a rose. Let's use the laurel. The cool thing about these stamps is that you don't really need that many handles, and those are the part that take the most space to store. You can, and they do often sell them as separate heads from the handles so that they just screw on and off. And you can move them around as you want. But there we go. Okay. All right, all weighed down. Our wax is definitely not fully melted. It shouldn't take too long. I just use a chopstick to poke at it with. Let's just poke it a little bit. I like to encourage it. Yeah, I'm not playing with it, I'm encouraging it. Hey, it's stuck to the chopstick. See, I knew I shouldn't have done that. Well, I mean, I didn't know I shouldn't have done that. I mean, I know I shouldn't do that, but I do. It's fun and it doesn't hurt anything too badly. Alright, so then we'll want to orient this, and I heard a thing where you can take like a Sharpie or whatever and put a little mark on it at the bottom so that you'll always be able to orient it. I don't like where that is. And the great thing about Sharpie and metal is that if you don't like where it is, if you get it fast enough, you can wipe it off. And if you don't get it fast enough, you can still wipe it off. You just have to use rubbing alcohol. Because Sharpies are alcohol based, so they come off with rubbing alcohol really quickly and easily. And now I've got that marked so that I can always orient it so that it's right way up. And I'll just take and pour this just above where the crease is and set my seal on and let it cool. And while it's cooling, actually, I think I'm going to grab some, I think I should do some white glitter. I think I kind of want to do some white glitter. I'm going to grab a little bit of white glitter and just tap it around the outside. Not too much, just a little bit on one edge. You can totally put glitter on before you put your stamp on so that it ends up underneath the stamp. I just always forget to do that. At least, well, I say always. I have not yet figured out how to remember to do that. I do have a little bit of extra wax in my spoon there. So I'm just going to, if I can, without making too much of a mess, grab a little silicone mat and pour that extra wax out onto the silicone mat. Oh, maybe it's not going to pour out. With the idea that I can save it for later. Doesn't look like it's going to, though. That's fine. Let's do some more while we're doing it. Let's do, what's on this one? This says thank you, which you cannot see. That's fine. Let's toss in some more colors into that spoon. It's already got a little bit in the bottom, but that won't hurt anything. Let's put in some chartreuse and some purple. Yeah, chartreuse goes good with purple. Some chartreuse and some purple. And then those will melt down, and then we can do a spare little stamp on our silicone mat. If you want to save your stamp for later so that you can glue it onto other things or do whatever else you want with it, a silicone mat is fantastic for that. So is like a bit of polished marble I've seen people use. The marble cools this wax down really quickly so that you don't have to wait nearly as long for it to cool, and you can remove your stamp quicker. Although, that is definitely cool enough already. Okay, and then with the stamp on there, the envelope doesn't want to open up anymore. I can tap off the excess glitter and show it to you. Here, turn it around in a way that you can see it. Ooh, that's bright. That is what it looks like. I like to paint so that the raised part of the stamp stands out a little bit more. And I've tried a couple different ways of doing it, and the easiest thing that I've found to use is a cotton swab. It's not nearly as easy to paint with like a brush. It tends to collect on the sides rather than stick to the top, which is a little annoying. Let's see if I can find a good paint though. Oh, here we go. How about red? That's lipstick red. Let's just put the tiniest amount possible out on our mat. We're not even going to use that much. And then take our cotton swab and pat it down so that we get a flat end, and then dip just a little bit into it, into the paint, and then tap it off. The goal is to try and get the paint to soak into the cotton swab here. And your results may vary. This is just the way that I've found it's easiest to do. But I like to get it to soak into the cotton swab. And so that it's not pooling. And then I can just kind of tap it onto the raised part of the stamp. And that's pretty subtle because we used red in our wax, but I like it. I think it just picks it up enough, just highlights it enough so that it shows up a little bit. There we go. And that can be set aside, and that can be addressed, and oh, I forgot to stick my thing on. The thing I set aside. This guy. Forgot to glue him on. Well, let's do another stamp real quick. Oh yeah, definitely that chartreuse and purple. I love the way those look together. Alright, Let's see, thank you stamp. Just set it in there real quick and we'll leave it to cool. And while that's cooling, I will grab a glue stick and glue this guy on. Because as long as it's flush to the envelope and doesn't like immediately peel off, they don't seem to mind. Alright, glue stick and stuck on. There we go. A nice little message on the outside. Anything else that I want to do to this? No, I think I'm happy with it. I think I'm happy with how that letter has turned out. And that's it. An envelope fully made and stuffed and sealed and ready for the mail. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am loving playing with these stamps and making these seals, and I'm loving writing letters right now, especially with having to stay apart from people and it getting so close to the holidays. Writing letters has become my new happy thought, I think. So I hope you guys have found something that is sustaining you during this time, and I hope you enjoyed the video today. I will see you all later, and thank you. Bye.